Hey everybody, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Mic check, 1, 2, 3, mic check. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me, or say yes, hit a thumbs up, whatever the case may be. Okay, y'all can hear me. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna go on mute just for a second because I want to connect up my earphones. Because I'm not sure what's going on with my headphones when I get on stream, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Okay, I think I got my earphones connected. I'm not sure, y'all. I don't know, but we're gonna go on with it because it is 7 o'clock. It is 7 o'clock. It is 7 o'clock. Welcome back to In the Safe Zone. If you are always here, welcome to In the Safe Zone. If you are new here, everybody that's in the chat, do me a favor. Hit the like button, share the live if you're a content creator, or if you have a community wall, share the live for me if you will, please and thank you. Don't forget I have memberships available over here. I got two tiers, two affordable tiers in the Safe Zone Circle of Love, and I have peace, love, and joy. Thank y'all for tuning in. Leslie said it's 8 o'clock here. Okay, it's 7 o'clock my time, Leslie, baby. So I am Central Standard Time. What did I say? Did I say the wrong time? It's 7:04 my time, y'all. Let me speak to everybody in the house, and I am going to go ahead and drop the link for our guests. And Lord, let's pray all goes well with our special guest tonight coming up on the panel. Hey, Broken Unbroken. Oh, Broken Unbroken, the first person in the building, baby. How you doing? Leslie Cole said, hey, in the Safe Zone Mods and chat. Hey, Leslie. Hi, Ozella. Hey, Tangi Lee. We got Sharon McMillan in the house. Hey, Ramonia J. Hey, Lena. Hey, Sheila. Hey, Jersey girl. Peace and blessings in the Safe Zone Mods in chat. Thank you. Hey, Gloria. Hey, Latasha. Hi, Surrender. Beautiful Diva is here. Myra is in the building. Lisa Brown says, hey, in the Safe Zone chat. Yes, I can hear you. Thank you. So am I coming through loud and clear, y'all? Am I coming through loud and clear? Where did I stop off? I stopped off at Lisa. Because y'all, I'm on both devices looking down at one. Okay. Hey Lisa. Hey, Audrey. How you doing, Miss Audrey? Hey, Miss Gwen. Ex Granny is in the house. How you doing, Ex Granny? Let's see who else has come in the building. Hi, Ozella. Hey, Shay. Mary Ann is here. Lakeisha's here. Who else do we have? Hi, Tandra Grayson. How you doing, baby? Hey, Tater Bug. Jersey Girl said, thanks to everyone for hitting the like button. Please, yes, please continue to keep those likes going, y'all. I want to stay in this good aneurysm, y'all. Aneurysm, and I know the correct term. Hey, Gigi. Hey, baby. Hey, Patsy. Hey, Lawanda. I didn't know. I just kept checking to see if you were live. I know you're an hour down. Yes, Leslie, I am an hour down. Hey, Lakeisha. Jersey Girl said, you sound far away. I will go out and come back. I sound far away. I sound far away, y'all. Hey, classy lady. Oh my God. Do I sound far away? Hold on. Hold on. What about now? Do I still sound far away? Mic check. Hey, Tosh. Hey, Keisha Rogers. Hey, Keyshawn. And Adam made it all the way down to the bottom. LaWanda says, you sound fine to me. I sound okay now? Because I did put my other earbud in. Jersey Girl, that's probably what was wrong. I had one earbud on the table and one in my ear. Hey, Leo Grandma. Everybody, I'm going to say, it's not like your live early. Okay. Oh, my live early was messed up. That's right. My sound was messed up. Um... Keisha said you sound good. Okay, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today is very special to me. Let me go ahead and drop the link for our guest, and she is in the building. Hold on, hold on. Let me see. How do I do it? Invite guest, copy. Lord, let's hope all goes well. And remember, broken but unbroken. Make sure you coming up on Safari and not Google Chrome, okay? Because I don't know what is it about Google Chrome, but it will not let you come up on Google Chrome. Hey, Legendary, how are you, love? Okay, I have dropped the link. It is dropped. And hopefully, prayerfully, everything is going to go well. And our guest, broken but unbroken, is going to be able to hit the link and come on up. Okay. Broken Unbroken, did you see the link, baby? There it is. There it is. Okay, Lakeisha said you sound good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Jersey girl, hello to everyone speaking. Welcome, welcome, welcome to everybody coming in the chat. Hit the like button on your way in, guys. Please and thank you. Hi, Eleanor Murphy. How you doing, baby? Okay, let's see. Hold on. Okay, can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, you can hear. Can you hear me? Pretty good.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I can hear you pretty good. Chat, can you hear her pretty good? Drop a couple ones in the chat so we can make sure that we got everything like we need to be before we get started. Hey, Blessed Dynasty, how you doing, love? Okay, I see two ones. That means they can hear you just fine, broken but unbroken. So everything is good.
I can't see the chat.
Now you probably not gonna be able to see the chat. Now I can't really tell you how to see the
Okay.
chat. It's a way you can see it. It's a way you can see it, but you're gonna have to push, the comments to see it. And if you're looking at the chat, you're not gonna be able to see the panel. But if you want to, keep it the way it is and not see the chat, that's fine. It's totally up to you. Do you see how to get to the chat?
No.
Okay, tell me what you see right now.
Hello. What
Tell
you?
me what you see. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. It said you are invited to the show.
Okay, do you see
No, no, no.
anything
It
else?
said you're in the show,
It
and
says you're in the show.
everyone can see and hear you.
Okay, so do you see anything that says comments or chat?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I see it right there.
Okay, so see if you can get the chat.
It's a chat.
Because I think it's an option for a private chat, and then it's an option for chat. You want to see comments or whatever. See something that says comments.
I put the comment. Okay. Hold on.
You gotta kind of work with it a little bit. If you're not used to it, it should say, "Oh, I think you dropped yourself." Let me drop it. Let me drop the link again. You dropped yourself. Hold on. Just click the link again, y'all. Y'all be patient, okay? Be patient. Hey, Legend, how are you? Hey, Royce Queen, how you doing? Royce Queen said, I got one eye open and the other one closed. Oh my gosh, you must be sleepy, Royce Queen. Thank you for coming, boo. Hey, Porter Dice. Hey, Chandra G. Hey, Nicole Young. Hey, Heart's Desire. Hey, Renee Jones. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Gloria. Hey, Tiffany Johnson. I think I got everybody. Hey, Lena. I think that's everybody. I don't want to be speaking to anybody that came into tonight's live, y'all. Okay, let me see. Let me bring her back up. Okay, you back. I think you dropped yourself by mistake.
I don't know how that happened because I'm trying to get back to it where I just don't even see the comments because when I hit the chat or the comments, it just pulling the comments up, but it won't let me see you. So I'm
Right.
just
That's what I told you, baby. If you elect to look at the comments while you're talking, you're not gonna see me. It's one or the other.
okay. Okay. Then I'll
Yeah,
just
it's one or the other. So if you hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me drop the link again. Y'all be patient. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I dropped it again, broken. I don't know how you dropping yourself, but you dropping yourself. Some kind of way, baby. Okay, let's try it again. I'm not sure what's happening. Are you touching anything that might be dropping you?
when I go back to try to get out of there from trying to see the chat, it drops me. So
Okay, well, yeah,
I'm
let's
not
not
gonna
work.
worry about that. I'm
Yeah,
just
let's not
let's
worry about the chat because I'm watching the chat and
right.
I'm looking. And if they
Okay.
have any questions, I'm gonna stop you and I'll ask. Okay.
Okay.
So don't worry about trying to see the chat.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Hey Tony. Okay, y'all, let's get started. Like I said, thank y'all for tuning in tonight. We have on the panel tonight a very special guest, Broken but Unbroken. And this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And I did a live on that. I guess that was last week sometime. And we were talking about, different things dealing with domestic violence and domestic abuse and signs and things to watch for. So Broken, said that no, and I put it out there for anybody that wanted to, tell their story of survival to let me know. And that, I will bring them up and they'll get the opportunity to tell their story whenever they were ready. And Broken, she did respond and she did say that she didn't mind telling her story and that we could come up with a date. And here we are tonight with Broken but Unbroken, telling her story of survival, dealing with domestic abuse. And y'all kind of bear with, Broken. She may be a little nervous tonight. This is an emotional, kind of touchy subject to even talk and share with people, and for her to even want to come out here and share this story with us, possibly to help somebody that may be going through the same thing, that says a lot. So we're gonna kind of be patient and everything with her and supportive of her. If you guys have any questions, in the chat, I'm gonna be watching and hopefully I can catch everybody's questions and everything, and she'll get a chance to, kind of address questions that you may have as she try to get her story across, to us here tonight. Hey Princess, hey Candace, how you doing, love? Let's make sure I didn't miss anybody. Hey
In a safe
Princess.
zone, excuse me, in a safe zone. My mom is in the chat as well.
Oh, your mom. Where's your mom?
Barbara,
Wait a minute, I don't
she's
see her.
she's in the chat.
Okay, so welcome, Miss Barbara, to the chat. Welcome to In the Safe Zone. Hey, Larentina. I ain't seen Miss Barbara yet. So once I see her, I can highlight or comment. Okay, I highlight. Hit the like button. Badges are available. Thank you, Leslie. Hey, Keisha. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now, Broken, is I'm gonna yield the panel to you. You can kind of start, by just introducing yourself, because somebody in the chat may not know who you are. Just start by introducing yourself, telling us a little bit about yourself, and then you can go right into your story, your testimony, whatever you want to do. I'm allowing you to just use the panel the way you want to use the panel. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, y'all, here we go. Here we go.
Well, first I would like to say hello and to the safe zone, and say I'm so very glad to be on your panel tonight. Just y'all just bear with me because I'm getting nervous.
We're gonna
So
bear with you. We're gonna bear with you. Just take your time and take you some, deep breaths. And if you have to kind of collect yourself, do that. It's okay. It's okay. We just want to hear your story, your testimony. Just talk to us and let us know what went on with you. And you can come in your own way. Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
So my name is Broken But Unbroken, and as the name suggests, I too am a survivor of domestic violence. But I moved past the whole of my past trauma. Some may ask, why is domestic violence? What is domestic violence? What counts as domestic violence? Domestic violence or domestic abuse can be identified as a pattern of abuse behavior towards an intimate partner where the abuser exerts power and control over the victim. This abuse can be mental, physical, sexual nature, verbal abuse, mentally abuse.
Absolutely.
Um, the it could be finance abuse. It could be many things with abuse. 1 in 3 out of 35% have experienced it. Whew.
Take your time. It's okay.
I come tonight to share my story in the hopes that someone may gain confidence in reifying their situation or help ease the pain or encourage someone to speak out and get out. You are not alone. My story may also help shine light so you may identify the signs and help someone else who is struggling and feel trapped. We are survivors. We made it. We are still here, rebuilding our lives, broken but unbroken.
Absolutely. Beautiful.
We sometimes find our hold on. We sometimes find ourselves in denial. Not me. I wish he would. We find ourselves saying this, oh, without notice. We may find ourselves taking up for him, saying he had just had a bad day, or he'll change, or he said he's not going to do it anymore, or he was mad, meaning it, or he didn't mean it. That's the all-time favorite line that they always use. I'm sorry, I won't do it again. This abuse behavior is just the beginning. They try to show power, but really they are showing a sign of weakness. You are stronger than you think you are. Know your worth. Stop asking yourself, what did I do to deserve this? How could I have prevented this? Why did I stay so long? Be encouraged. Be encouraged. Straighten your crown and start over. Don't shut down. And abuse can also goes as well as for men as well, because some men out there are being abused as well. My story starts here. Um,
Okay. Leslie says, take your time, boo. We are all here for you. Be patient and take your time. You got a world of support in this
right.
chat right now. I know you can't see it, but you do.
Well, I'm gonna say how it started from when I was in first in a relationship,
Okay.
and then as the relationship, it wasn't really showing any signs of anything, um, abuse or verbal abuse or mental abuse at that time. But as time went on, we got married, and everything was fine then, as still as well, in in the marriage. But as the time went on, it was like starting. I started to see little signs as were like a form of control of saying what you can wear, what you can't do. Um, it came times to where it didn't really want me to be so much in contact with family, or wanted me like in a certain religion, to where I didn't want to be in that type of religion. And then as those started going on, as far as like those signs, and I was seeing them, and then I was, you know, I would talk and explain the things that I didn't like. But you know how sometimes they'll say, well, this is the way it's going to be because I'm the head of the house and this is what goes. So, and then as times where I didn't want to, do the things. That's when like the verbal, not the yeah, the verbal abuse will start. And then as the verbal abuse will start, the mental abuse will start. Then the physical abuse will start, and then it would be like from a push to a push, maybe a push, or sometimes maybe to a slap or to a punch, or and then it was times like where I'm just telling it how it could come out, and I don't know if it's coming out right.
It's
So
coming out right. It's coming out fine, baby. Just keep on talking. Like I told you, you just share your experience. You share what happened with you. Just take your time and just go through it. Just, it's a story that you're telling from the beginning to the middle to the end of how you got out and how you survived. That's how you just take it through. Just take
okay,
it through.
so it was from the starting from the abuse, the physical, like I was saying, from the slaps to the punches to the pushing. Even got so bad to where I was being choked. I was being choked to be put unconscious. Sometimes my children was around, and they were real young at the time, so they don't really remember much.
Okay, that's what I
And
was gonna ask you. How old were you when, you married him and then, the abuse and stuff? How old were you?
I think at that time I was in my 20s at that time.
Okay, okay. So you were pretty young yourself. Okay.
Yes.
You can keep going now.
So and sometimes my children was around. You know, from when I was being choked. And then the police was called. Then the police came. He went to jail. He got arrested, and then from there it was like once he was in jail, he would do the phone calls and saying how much he was sorry, how much he cared, how much he wanted his family. He wanted to work it out. He wanted to change, and then from there it was like, and then from there I said, well, okay, I'll think about it and see how it goes. And then at that time, I guess at that time I just accepted him back because of the same things that he would say he's going to change. He's not going to do this anymore.
Okay.
And then as time went on, we were doing family things, outings and getting things for the family or for me and showing that he cared, that he was sorry. But then that later on down the line, that's when the abuse started back again, you know. And sometimes it would put me in the places like, what did I do? Or did I cause this? Or what I'm not doing right? I started questioning myself, asking me, what did I do wrong to deserve this? Um,
So you
and I
started
would,
to blame, your, did you start to blame
yeah, I started to like
and
blame myself
blame
and
yourself?
thinking that it was me, that I wasn't doing right. And then sometimes I'll say, well, I'm doing everything that I can for the family. I don't go anywhere. I'm always a homebody person, so I take care of my kids. I'm staying home. I'm doing what as a wife should do. So what am I doing? Then sometimes I'll start back saying it got to be me or I'm doing something wrong. But then the abuse just kept on and kept on going, and then as it kept on going on, then it happens again where he'll get locked up again, and then I don't know. I could say that it was just like, what can I say that kept making me go back was, I think it was the mental abuse. The mental. It's the stuff that he was telling me where nobody's gonna want you. You got all these kids. Ain't nobody gonna want you, girl. You got all these kids. Only me. Only I'm gonna want you. And or he'll say, if I can't have you, can't nobody have you. He would start using those words, and and stuff. And
So pretty much like verbal abuse, mental abuse, trying to
right,
tear. down, make you, feel like
Right.
nobody would want you and just him, and
Hmm.
just trying to get really pretty much trying to get in your psyche, and
Right.
they feel like if they tell you that over and over and over and over, you start to
You
believe
start to
it.
believe it.
Yes,
You'll
you
you'll
start.
start to believe it, and you'll think that that's what it is, and that's how it's supposed to be. When actually, is not. Um.
Your baby say, "Keep going, mom. You doing great."
Okay. And so then that was when I was saying going back and taking them back, and I was just like, well, maybe you're gonna change. Okay, it happened one time. Let me try it again. Let me try it the second time again, and that's when it started back all over again. And I'm gonna just go to here to say is the reason why the last time I had got out of it is because it was real serious, and I knew that I had to get out because if I didn't get out, I wouldn't be here today.
Okay.
So, and I thank God that I'm here, because all the times where I was being abused, I could have been hit the wrong way. Just the one slap could have caused it. The one punch could have caused it. The one push could have caused it.
Absolutely.
So it's no way of saying what can cause you to lose your life when you're in a domestic violence situation, when someone's putting their hands on you, and then it can make you feel like you don't want to be here anymore, or you want to have the suicidal thoughts and stuff, because even though that person might not be abusing you, you can take your own life just to get out of that situation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that has happened. That has happened on more than one occasion, that a woman or man would feel like the only way for me to get out of this situation that I'm in, is to end it all, and that's sadly something that happens with a lot of people that suffered domestic abuse and domestic violence. But your story is different, Broken. Your story is different. Your story is different. So can you talk a little bit about, um if you don't mind, the extent of the abuse first, and then pretty much how you were able to get out of the situation, because I know a
So
lot of
so
times.
you talk about what caused me to get out this time.
Yes, because this time you got out, right, and then you're out for good, right? You didn't.
Right.
So, can I talk a little bit about how you were able to leave? Because a lot of times, women and men that suffer from domestic violence and domestic abuse, they can't get out. Well, they feel helpless. They
Right.
feel like they can't get out. They're afraid to
Right.
get out. They're scared. They don't have anywhere to go. For whatever reason, they feel like they can't get out. So, can you share with us a little bit about how you were able to do it?
Well, the last time, like I was saying, is it had got real bad to where I had no choice but to get out, because it was time. It was where I could have lost my children if I would have kept going back, and my kids would have got taken from me, and I could have lost my life, because I can share it with you. I'm not afraid to share it with me, is because this time I was stabbed 4 times in my head, and then once in my back and in my hand, and then I was bitten on. He was biting me
Oh
like
my
he was like like
God.
like he was an animal, and I have bite marks in my face, and I was stabbed in my back. I still have some of the scars as right now today, from it. So that is what was the main straw that I had to know I had to get out, because I said this is getting too serious. The next time I might not be able to get out. And then when it was came to a part to where I was going to lose my children, and I knew definitely I love my children enough, more than him, because I had to protect my children, because
Abs-
anything they could have got caught in the crossfire,
Absolutely.
of any parts of what he was doing to me, you know. So
So,
that's how I got out.
okay, so let me ask you this. Go back a little bit. You said he stabbed you where and how many times? Can you repeat that?
Yeah, I was stabbed 4 times in the head and once in my back, and and in my both of my hands. Um, and then I was bitten in my face.
Oh,
And then at that time, I was lucky at the time that it was and this happened outside. And at this time, I was lucky that an officer was around the corner. And as I was running down the street to get away from him, I was screaming and I could hear people saying, something going on with that lady over there, something going on with that lady. And they were asking me what was going on. And as I was getting closer, somebody was saying, go get the officer around the corner. He's around the corner. And then that's when the officer came and was making him get off of me
and
as he was doing what he was doing to me.
he was still attacking.
He was still attacking me until the officer put the handgun to his head.
Oh my God, broken. Oh wow. Thank God that you were able to get that officer. Thank God that that person was outside at the time for you to be able to say, go get the officer. Thank God God was working through all of that. Although at the
I
time,
I
it,
said I had angels around me
yeah.
because when I was running down the street yelling, they didn't know what was going on at first until I started getting closer to them and they seen him chasing me. And that's when the man was like, go get the officer. You know, he's right there on the corner, around the corner. Go get him.
Oh my God.
So that's how I got out of the domestic violence,
So
of the
that was
abuse.
what you know that was pretty much the awakening moment for you. That was pretty
Yes,
the straw that broke the camel's back.
right.
That was, what you that was what initially got you out of this domestic violence situation.
Yes.
So let me ask you this. After that attack on you, did he do any significant amount of time behind that?
He did a little time behind. He did a little time behind it, but not much.
Okay, so because usually, like where I'm from, domestic violence is big here. They don't play about DV here, where I'm from. And
Well,
you
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
go ahead, because I know you know where I'm going with it.
Right, originally from Buffalo, New York. I've been down in Georgia for about 10 years, so this has all happened back home in Buffalo, New York.
Okay, okay, okay. But he did do time.
Yes,
And initially, he got out. And did you divorce him or
we had got a divorce.
okay, so you did end up divorcing him.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Is it anything else you want to say related to your story and your testimony?
I just want, you know, other people to know that that's in a domestic violence um, relationship, friendship, whatever relationship it is to them, to know that they can get out. They know that they can leave. They can leave no matter what the person tell them. They can get out,
Absolutely.
and just know that be strong and just get out of the situation, because sometimes a lot of people not fortunate to get out. Some people lose their lives
Absolutely.
behind it. And I know all the abuse that I went through, and I went through with him. It was numerous of times that I could have lost my life. And that mental abuse plays a big part in it as well. So
And
both.
sometimes that mental abuse plays an even more
Right,
role than physical abuse. I know people
right.
may say, how can you say that? But initially, those physical wounds sometimes can heal, but those mental wounds, it takes a lifetime to heal from a lot of mental abuse and
Yes,
verbal.
because it also lowers your self esteem. It lowers you to like be quiet or isolate yourself, or you don't really want to talk, or you're nervous, or you're scared to say this or that. Or sometimes it could even be for you to speak up for yourself. It plays a lot, and it played a lot in me. So that's why I had to go through, you know, therapy. I didn't really get the therapy until I came down to Georgia.
Okay.
And also,
My next question, how long were you in counseling,
I
after?
did well when I came down to Georgia. I did like a year. I did like a year because I really had needed it. So the counselor, I didn't even have to pay for it. She just did it because she know when I told her my whole story and everything that I been through.
Absolutely.
So she said, you don't have to worry about the payments. They are taken care of. We're just going to get you to where you need to be. And for you to be able to heal and help someone else, that's in the situation. So now I try to help other people that's in the same situation I was in, or maybe a different. So
Absolutely. And that's what this is all about. Sharing your testimony, sharing your experiences so you can indeed be a voice for people, women, men that's going through the same thing that you went through. Um, thank you. Thank you,
because
bro.
it really took a lot for me to do this
I
because I didn't know how it was going to come out, but I just said, well, wherever, if it don't, because I wrote stuff down,
uh-huh.
and the stuff that I wrote down I didn't even use because I was trying to write notes.
And you
So
and you know what that means? It's like I told you in, when we talked earlier. I said, speak from your heart. A lot of times we'll write stuff that we want to cover and things and how we want it to come across. But once
mhm,
you start speaking and start coming through your heart, you don't need the paper. You don't need it. I told
right,
you when we spoke earlier, you're going to do fine. You're going to do it fine because this is your experience. This is what you, and you can talk about it freely because it happened to you. This is your story. And I told you you were going to do fine, and you did awesome, Broken. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your testimony. Thank you for sharing your experiences. I know that was not easy for you to do, but we appreciate you.
but
We
I did. I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
um to me it's also like still like when you talk about it, it's still like therapy because you still getting out of it, and still as you more you talk about it, it's still healing.
Absolutely.
So the more you talk about it, the more you'll heal. So I don't allow my wounds or anything to define me, you know because I know I made it, and I just thank God that I'm here, because when I say the stuff that I've been through, I should not be here.
Absolutely.
But
But
God, but the grace of God that I'm here and still have my children, and I'm here to see my grandchildren as well.
absolutely. Well, thank you for sharing. And now I know a lot of people in the comments had questions. So now I'm going to kind of ask you the questions from the comments, if you don't mind. And maybe you can kind of, answer and shed a little light on their questions, for the last part of it, if that's okay with you.
It's fine.
Okay, I have, let's see. Legendary wants to know, were you able to get safe housing and go into hiding while he was away before divorcing him? Or did you even need to do that?
I didn't even know anything about the safe housing or anything to for safety at that time.
Okay, so you didn't know anything about the safe housing or anything like that.
No.
Okay. Audrey says, does he have any contact with the kids and have they had any counseling, or were they his, are they his kids or?
Yes, yes, they are.
Okay, so did he have any contact with the kids after, were out afterwards, and did they have counseling? Did your children have to go through
No,
counseling?
no, they didn't have counseling at the time. They were real young, so real young at the
Oh,
time.
okay.
And what was the question again? I'm trying to see it because I see it up there.
Any contact with them? Did he have any contact?
Well, he had contact with them for a while, and then some of them call him. Only one of them might speak to him still or talk to him, but the other ones don't really deal with him. And he definitely don't deal with me because I don't call him, and he can never know where I live at or have my address.
Okay. Okay. Another question. I see y'all. I'm gonna get all y'all questions because I wrote a couple of them down from earlier that I know that might be gone up in the chat. So just be patient with me, okay? Um, we already answered, does he have contact with your kids? Okay, this is a question from Candace. She said, I have a question. Did the abuser try to contact you after he was released from jail? And also, how much time did they give him for stabbing you?
Well, at that time, I think he did about, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was like 2 years he did. But yes, he did try to contact me after.
Did you have any contact with him?
For a moment, but then after a while, it was cut off.
Okay, okay, but he did about 2 years for stabbing you,
Yes,
and then he got out.
yes.
Okay, next question. Where is he now? Do you have contact with him now?
I said that before. No, I don't speak to him. I don't talk to him, and he's not allowed with my address. I don't even want him to know where I live at, and my kids know not to give him my address. So if he wants to meet the kids, I tell him, y'all know y'all got to meet at a McDonald's or somewhere. And I
Oh,
always tell the kids, I've said, and make sure you don't come straight home so he don't follow you, because I do not want him to know where I live at.
okay. Another question was from Raspberry Red. How long were you guys married?
We were married for well, I would say about 10 years, but we were separated. I'll say for maybe about 4 out of
Okay.
the 10.
Okay. Next question. How many years did the abuse last? That came from Legendary. So she wants to know total, how long did this abuse, go on?
I can say about 4 or 5 years.
Okay,
5, 6, yeah,
okay.
around that.
Let me see. Kijitsi says, how did you cope throughout this domestic violence before you finally left? How did you cope with it?
Well, I cope with it is to where I didn't know how to cope with it, and I barely was able to cope with it because I seen myself like being like a hurt person, hurt people.
Right.
So, and I didn't know how to cope with it, so I really didn't get help. Like I said before, I really didn't get help for it until I came to Georgia.
Okay. Okay. Um, Keyshawn says, how does that affect your new relationship if you're in one?
I'm not um I'm not in a new relationship. I have a friend, but sometimes it bothers me sometimes, and sometimes I'm still to like where somebody just moving their hand or doing something. Sometimes you'll flinch, or
Right.
like I had to have therapy with the knives again. It's because for the simple fact is when I was stabbed with one, I couldn't have them in. I didn't want them in the drawer or in the drawer. I didn't want them inside. I used to hide them. I
Okay.
used to put him up and hide him, even when I wasn't with him or it was just me and the kids. I wouldn't leave like the little knives was fine, but like the butcher knives,
Mm-hmm.
I I would hide them, even
Okay.
though no man was involved or anything. I would hide the knives because, and every time I see a big butcher knife, it would take me back to what happened, and then it'll just start playing all over again. So I would hide them so they wouldn't be. And then the kids would say, or somebody say, "Well, why are you hiding the knives? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that?" But I would never explain.
Okay.
I'll just try to brush it off.
Okay. And see, the knives were a trigger.
Right,
Knives triggered you back to the trauma, and
right.
that's all a part of dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder. Were
Yes,
you
yes.
ever diagnosed with PTSD after?
Oh, yes. Down here, I was diagnosed with PTSD,
Okay.
and that's when the therapy helped me to tell me what to do with the knives, and I had to constantly take them out for a
Absolutely.
little while, and then put it back, and then sometimes put it back where I hide them, or then I had to start putting them in the drawer at times, and then put it back. So she was teaching me how to be okay around knives.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because at one time, I'm sure she was teaching you how to avoid your triggers, and
Right, right,
knives trigger. She was teaching you, how to avoid that particular trigger or creative way,
right,
to have them, but not have them as so much as a reminder or seeing them all
right.
the time. So let me ask you this, right? Today, since you had such a traumatic, experience with knives, can you handle them without being triggered or thinking about it or
Now it has got better. It has got better.
good? Okay,
So
good. Good, good, good. Harsh Desire wanted to know, do you have any brothers? And if so, did they know about the abuse?
I had brothers, but they really didn't know about it.
They didn't know?
They didn't really know about it.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Um, let's see. Raspberry Red wants to know, was he abused as a kid and was there drugs involved?
I don't know if he was abused as a child, but to me, I believe something happened in his childhood. Because sometimes when people be abused, they tend to abuse.
Right. Right.
So I did think that. And what was the other question?
Let's see.
She said,
Was he abused and as a kid and were there drugs involved? Was he on drugs?
"What? Well, yes, yes,
Okay, so he was on drugs. Okay, well,
yes,
that could explain a lot about the abuse. Even if he was not abused as a child, the
hmm
drugs explain a lot as to why he turned abusive. So that kind of makes a little sense to me now. Sheila Austin says, does he live in the same city with you now?
no,
Okay, so y'all are not in the same city.
no."
That's good. I'm trying to scroll back up, making sure I didn't miss any other questions. So give me a minute to see. Does he have any? Okay, I asked it about the kids. What else? Leslie made a good point when you were kind of telling, us about things to do and things not to do. She made a good point. She said also don't ignore red flags, which
Right.
mean to this question, did you see the red flags in the beginning? Were there any red flags before the abuse started? Or do you think you missed the red flags?
I can say that I didn't see the red flags at the first time, but then as time go on, I started seeing the red flags. So that's how I know now that any relationship I get in, if I see the red flags, I know what to do this time.
Absolutely. 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 Because if you know what to look for,
Right.
9 times out of 10, you can avoid it. If you kind of know some of the signs of
Right.
an abusive, person and somebody that has gone through it, like you and others that's in this chat, you know, a lot of times we miss the red flags.
Right.
A lot of times the flags are always there, but we miss the red flags.
We
So
don't pay them no attention.
right, you're not paying any attention to, red flags that may be right there in front of our faces. But as the time go and we get out of it and we survive it, we can look back on it and say, you know what? He
Excuse me.
was doing this and he did this, and now it's coming back to me that this happened and that happened. So yeah, that's a great point. Never, don't overlook the red flags.
Right.
9 times out of 10, red
They're
flags,
they're there.
they there. We just don't know it. They there. I'm going on back up. I think I got most of all the questions that everybody, let's see. Let me see. Leslie says mental and verbal abuse is worse than getting beat on. I didn't experience the physical, but the verbal abuse I did, it's definitely not a good feeling. I went through
Nope.
it years ago and finally got tired and left. Absolutely, Leslie. Those
Yes.
mental scars, y'all,
Right.
they linger.
They
It's
they does.
get rid of those.
Yep. They really do.
Absolutely. Okay. Anybody else got any more questions? I'm gonna scroll all the way down and we're gonna see. Let me see. Let me see. Sheila wants to know how long ago did this happen? I think she said it, but say it again, for it's broken. Tell us how long ago this was.
It's about it's been about 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay. Oh, so it's recently.
Yeah, about 4 or 5.
She said
No,
4 or 5 years
about
ago.
4 or 5, 10 years ago. Because I was married for 10, but in and out of the marriage, so I could say about almost about 10 years ago.
Okay, so we'll say within 10.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Mary J wants to know, did he ever apologize to you?
No, I can't say really, or if it was a sincere apology, but no, not
Mm,
really.
okay. Mary says we miss the red flags because we are blinded by love. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me see. Do your kids remember anything from the abuse? That's from Candace.
No, no, because they were real young, but he told my children what happened. I didn't tell them because they didn't know or they couldn't remember, but he told them,
Oh my God.
and but he told them. So that's why, like, my 19-year-old son doesn't deal with him at all, which is
Oh,
his son.
so he told them.
He told
You
them.
to keep
I
that.
didn't tell them anything because if they were young and they don't remember anything, it wasn't no use in me even mentioning it to them
Yeah. And so he took it upon himself
and told them.
to teach the kids about what happened.
Yes, and yes,
Now that one, I really don't understand. I really don't understand. If they didn't know anything about it, why tell them? You know, why?
right.
But we don't know why people do what they do. You know.
So so that's why now that when they notice the scars on my hand, that's when I had to explain to them because they didn't know.
Oh, okay, okay, and
They
that's when.
didn't even know why the scars was there or anything, and it never crossed their mind to ask me, or they didn't, remember they were young.
Oh wow, and
They
I'm
were still they was still in Pampers.
so they were babies.
They were young.
Wow, so they wouldn't have known anything had he not.
No, they were maybe walking in Pampers, but really couldn't talk that good or to understand what was going on.
Okay, what about your parents? Did they
They
know?
Yes, they knew at times, but they were telling me I should leave and not go back.
Right, 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 right. But you can say that you did leave and you
Yes,
go back because a lot of times we leave and we'll go back.
we'll go back because we thinking they're gonna change. That's the storyline that they tell to keep you where they want you. You know, because
Absolutely,
it's like they don't want you to be with nobody else because they figure you might be better with somebody else, so that person might treat you better.
absolutely, and they
And that person know that abuser know that you're not a bad person. You're a good person. You're not doing anything wrong. It's
absolutely.
it's them,
It's them. It's always them.
but they will blame you for their mistakes.
Yes, they gaslight. It's what they do, and that's one of
Right?
the big things. They gaslight. They tell
Yes.
a whole lot of untruths. They tell
Mm-hmm.
a whole lot of untruths. They do a whole lot of lies,
Whole
and
lot of lying.
they say, "I didn't mean to hurt you. I'm not gonna
Right.
hurt you ever again. I'm not gonna touch you like that again." But
Mm-hmm.
they always go back to the wicked ways of putting their hands on again. They keep saying they're not gonna do it, but they do. And that's how a lot of women and men, sadly enough, end up going back.
Right. Because that's why I said men are being abused too as well. We might not hear it as much as we do with the women, but it's some men out there being abused by women as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sting. Hey, Sting. Sting says, I missed this part, but I'm going to go back and catch the replay. But I wanted to know how long were y'all together before he hit you the first time?
We was together. Oh, I think it was about a year or two.
Okay. So it's about a year or two, Sting, before he actually started showing signs of being abusive and, hitting and things like that. She had said in the beginning that, you know, it wasn't like that. He never did anything like that. She never, saw anything in him that way until after a certain time. Yes, and that was about a year. Okay.
And,
Raspberry Red want to know, how many children did you have? How many children were involved?
well, I have 3 by him.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
But
Leslie.
actually, his 3 and my other son, my oldest son, wasn't by the marriage because we wasn't together at the time when my oldest son.
Okay. Surrender 95 wants to know, so did you continue that relationship after he was released? Or were you pretty much mentally checked out of the relationship after he stabbed you and went to jail and all of that? Or,
Well, like at times, like I was saying before, like it was times where I would talk to him, but
mm,
then as time went on, I was cutting it off because he was like wanted to be back together, wanted to change. I mean, like right now today, he will say something to my daughter, or and or he would have said something to me, or give her the phone or something. But I don't really want to talk to him or anything. And he'd be like, Can we get back together?" I'm like, I told him this. I told him I don't even care if Jesus came walking down here on this earth. I would never be back with you.
okay, well, you stand your ground. That's
I told him that. I said I don't care if God can shape you up and change you and mold you to somebody different. I
yeah,
don't want you anymore.
good for you. Good for you. T. Jesse says it's his guilty conscience that made him tell the kids the truth. T. Jesse feels like his guilty conscience is what made him tell the children. Do you agree with that?
No, in a way, and then in a way, no, because in a way, I think he was telling my children to hurt me
Okay.
because he knew that I didn't tell the kids, and he knew I didn't want them to know.
Okay. Okay. Felicia says, do you feel going through this made you a stronger woman?
Yes, yes, it had because it was other things that I might have been through. I've been through besides this here is a lot more that I've been through that I don't talk about, but yes, everything that I've been through has made me stronger.
Absolutely.
And I just say I'm a survivor. I said I'm here for a purpose. So, and I know that God wants me to be able to share everything that I went through with anyone that may ask me questions or might ask me how did I get out or how did I do this? How do you cope this? How did you overcome that? And what did you do to get out of any situation that you was in or might have been through? So I had a lot of hurt and trauma, throughout my life, but I'm here.
Absolutely. And God is good. I mean, even through your hurt and even through your trauma, you here. You here to tell your story. You
And
here.
and it's a one more thing I would like to say is because, and I shared this with one of the content creators as
Okay.
well, and I said, how can you know I say something about someone or something somebody's going through, or no matter what their situation is they going through, how can I say something to them in a harsh way or in a bad way, you know, even though they might say, "Oh, it don't bother me. I don't care what they say." Actuality, behind closed door, I know that it hurts them. So that's why I said, I can't do that. I can't say, nasty stuff to people or mean stuff to people or nasty stuff to people. It's because I've been hurt before. So
Yeah,
why hurt someone else is because hurt someone else, and you might not even know that person, but,
absolutely.
or any of those people's stories or why they going through that. So that's why I tell you, I can't do that anymore. I can't do that because for the simple fact is I dealt with some bad stuff, and I wouldn't want nobody to say that to me. And I know how it feels to be said something bad, or negative towards me of what I've been through. And if
Right.
somebody got a different, their story not be my story. They might have a different story, like a sickness or
Hmm.
or just going through anything. But why say something nasty to that person?
I
That's why I look at it and I said, and I had to sit down and think about, like, why did you say that? You don't even know that person, or you know what you've been through. So why would you say that to that person, and you know how it makes you feel? So so that had me. So that's where it comes to where you want to say, can't even use the thing to say hurt people, because that has nothing to do with it. You know, you don't even know the person, but you saying hurtful things to that person.
right. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I think we have maybe one or two more questions before we're done. One more question says, by you being his victim, can't he be arrested again for contacting you? Or was there a no contact order against him? Did they
Yes, it was a contact order against him, but that contact order is not in place anymore because it haven't been so long. Because at one time it was a 10-year order of
oh,
protection,
so
but
it had,
that's up because you would have to get it like renewed.
okay,
But
okay.
he doesn't know where I live at.
Okay, so do you feel like you need to put the no contact order back to get it um resubmitted? Do you feel like you need to do that since it,
Only way I would need to do that if he start threatening, coming
okay,
around, or stalking, or anything, or saying threatening words to me. But he doesn't call me anymore. I don't contact him.
try to contact you
He
anymore?
just talked to his daughter. She's the
Okay.
only his second oldest daughter.
Okay. Okay, good. So he doesn't try to contact you. So that's
He
what that was
no, and if he wants to speak to me, I'll just tell her no. I don't want to speak. Anything he need to know, he can ask you. You're grown. You're 24 years old.
absolutely. He doesn't even need to contact you for anything because she's grown.
Right.
So absolutely. Okay. Remy Ma says my abuser was released last year and he's not allowed to contact me. And if he sees me out in public, he is supposed to leave the area. Absolutely. That's what made me ask about the no contact order. Um, Broken. Thank you for coming up and having the courage to share your story. You had a lot of love in this chat, baby. You're gonna have to go back and watch the replay. You had a lot of support. Everybody was thanking you for sharing. Let's see, I'm gonna read a couple more of those before we get out of here. This is a great live. Thank you, Broken, for sharing your story. Nikki G says, good job, move on. We are here for you. It's just a lot of love in this chat for you.
Thank you.
And I want to say thank you for coming up. Thank you. Wait, one more question. T Jitsi says, last question. This is the last question, y'all, I promise.
It's okay.
Are you afraid of him even now?
Yeah, I can say yes.
Okay. So you do feel like you're still afraid of him. Rightfully so.
Right.
Because
Right. If he's like if he's around and you know doing the same thing, yeah. Yeah. I that's why he's not allowed to have my address or know where I live at, because I don't want to play the stalking stuff.
exactly, exactly, exactly. Sting says, now I understand what your name means. I do too, because I have always wondered, what does broken but unbroken mean? But I knew in my heart of hearts that it had something to do with this. I couldn't confirm it, and I didn't even want to ask, when you come in the lab or whatever, but I
Yes.
had the feeling that it has something to do with this. And that's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful name. I just want to let you know that, okay?
Yes, and I also would like to say that that people don't all, like, the victims don't owe anyone an explanation, because society tends to always blame the victim and the victim and not the abuser.
Right.
So that's why, like, you don't owe nobody an explanation, because some people will say, well, why did you go back? I would have did this, I would have did that. But I can say that how can you say that until you're in that situation?
Absolutely. And a person can tell you all day long what they would have did and how they did and this, that, and the third, but nobody knows what they would have done, how they would have reacted, what they would have responded to unless they walked a mile in these shoes. So
Right,
have to look at that particular situation. People will tell you all day long what they would have did and why did you stay? I would have did this and I did that.
right,
No, you can't. Nobody can say what nobody would have did in
right.
that particular situation because it was not you. Okay.
And some people say, well, girl, you should have left. Girl, this,
Right.
and the third. But they don't know what came with the abuse. To the
Absolutely.
reason why a person kept going back and
Absolutely.
stayed. Sometimes it takes a little more to get you out of it. Because some people can leave easy, some people can't. And
Right.
sometimes you might have to go through a little bit more to get your attention till you to get out.
Right.
And I know that was one of them. Almost losing my life
Absolutely.
and my children. So I knew.
Absolutely. Okay. This last comment says, thank you. Well, one of two comments. Thank you for your testimony because truly God's got you. Absolutely. And Classy Lady says, may God continue to pray. May God continue to bless you. And she's going to pray for you and surround yourself with love and to
Thank
surround
you.
yourself with love and support. So that's our live. Thank you, Broken but Unbroken, for coming up. I appreciate you so much, honey.
Yes, thank you for letting me come up.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Anytime, anytime. I'm gonna get ready to drop you.
Okay.
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 And let's see. Can I drop you?
I
How
can leave. I can
okay, you know,
leave.
okay. Go ahead
Hmm.
and leave. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for supporting our girl, Broken but Unbroken. Thank you for the encouraging things that you said in the chat to her. Thank y'all for the questions because it helped her. She already had said that, if there's questions that will really help her get through what she's trying to get through. And I told her that I would definitely be asking questions, and I knew the chat was going to ask questions also. So I thank you all. I appreciate you all. Anybody that I didn't speak to that came in after we started, thank y'all for showing up. I see Small Talk with Lakeisha. I see Pepper China, Lisa Clark, anybody, Michelle P, anybody that may have missed coming in. Thank y'all for coming. This is gonna conclude my live on my survival story with the special guest Broken but Unbroken. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit the like button for me on your way out. Share the live for me on your way out if you have not already done so. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all for tuning in and showing up. And I'm going to do more of these as people come and say that they want to share their story. I know Sting said she will share her story when she's ready. So we're going to do plenty more. I'm getting ready to get off and get into Nana's live because I saw she just went live, and we're going over there to support her. Bless says Broken but Unbroken. May God continue to cover and protect you, sweetie. And thank you for sharing your story. I am a domestic survivor also. Oh, Bless Dynasty. Bless Dynasty. I did not. Bless Dynasty. We are continually to pray for all survivors everywhere. And we also going to pray for the ones that's currently in domestic violence situations and trying to claw them ways out, get themselves out. We're going to keep everybody lifted up in prayer. And with that being said, thank you. Broken but Unbroken says, thank you, everyone. I'm going to put you on the screen. And with that being said, I'm going to sign it off like I always do. Everybody have lots of peace, love, and lots of joy. And I will talk to you guys later. Prayerfully, if the good Lord said the same and the creek don't rise, I will talk to you guys tomorrow on live. Talk to you later.